this. See that we have audio and video. All right, I should be hearing stuff now. And? Yes, no? Okay, wait, but why am I not hearing anything? I'm hearing something. Hey, Garfield is here. Hey, man. Yes, no? Ah, here we go. Okay, it's the Nazarite. Bringing you Hebrew lore from days of yore. If Iran will stop lobbing missiles at us for a while, I'll be able to do this. Hey, Robert is here as well. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. It's been a difficult couple of weeks, but many people have it much worse. Many people have it much better. So altogether, if I can be sitting here right now, it means that things are okay, at least for the time being. And yeah, it's a trip. So, wow, it's good to be online again. It's good to be online. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on. Garfield, Robert, Ariel is here. How are you doing? Reaction vid. Reacting to what? I can't do it now. I'm not set up at all. Sorry. I can't do the reaction vid, but I do have it still on my list. The two that you wanted me to react to. I want to do them back to back. I still don't know when, but they are on the list. Now, there were things that came in the last few days. People have been checking up, and it's really, really lovely. How are you doing, good people? How's your couple of weeks been? Those of you who are in America, tell me, are you in favor of this war that President Trump has started? And this time he didn't just join in, this time he really, from the beginning. Alex said, it's a sad thing. Entire world has to suffer because of the conflict between US and Iran. I hope you and your family are well. I hope God intervenes. God bless you all. Hallelujah. So, divine intervention. I wonder what Alex means when he says divine intervention. Because there are those who would say that God is intervening with every single nanosecond, and others who would say, no, God does not intervene at all. There's the physical world and the laws of nature and the laws of physics, and they are being played out, and God does not intervene. So what do you say, good people? Is God intervening? Is it divine intervention? Will God intervene? As for the entire world has to suffer because of the conflict, is the entire world indeed suffering because of the conflict? I mean, are we talking about simply US versus Iran? Are we talking about the West versus Iran? Are we talking about Islam versus Christianity, Islam versus Judaism? What is this about, do you think? I mean, I know I have my ideas of what it might be about, but I'm not very knowledgeable in the geopolitical arena. Kwambi is here. Hey, Kwambi. All us Americans want to fight this war and die for Israel, says Antiqua Harlem. Antiqua? All us Americans want this war to fight and die for Israel. I doubt that, but okay, I guess you're just being sarcastic. God stands for Generator, Operator, Destroyer. That's cute. I haven't heard that as an acronym. That's nice. Mark says no. I missed you, Jew, says Big Bazaar. Bazar. Hey, Big Bazar, oh Bazar, 2384. Good to see you, and good to be seen. Malcolm says God is letting the world suffer from its own decisions. Well, yes. What we do matters, and what we don't do matters. The question is, regarding what Alex said about divine intervention, will there indeed be divine intervention? Will there not? Incidentally, if we do get an incoming missile alert, I'll have to be gone for about, say, 20 minutes, and then maybe I'll keep this running, and then I'll be back. So I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just that I haven't broadcasted in a couple of weeks, and I said, damn it, I need to just sit down and do it. So I took a break from work, and I'm doing this now. The battle, says Garfield, of good and evil is undeniable, and it takes on many forms. The war is spiritual and eternal. The battle of good and evil. Yeah, things are definitely being played out in this world, and in other realms, I suppose. Undeniable. I mean, the thing is this, good and evil are subjective, and both parties who go to war each think that they are doing the will of God, and both parties who go to war each think that they are the righteous one. They are on the side of good, they are on the right side of history, and that whole thing. So when you say it's undeniable, by the two facets, it might actually be deniable, insofar as they believe that they are the righteous ones, right? But yeah, it does take on many forms. Ivrit, says Guy Green. Achen Ivrit. I do speak Hebrew, but since I do this, not in Hebrew, I usually don't speak Hebrew. Denzel says, does the devil back science and technology? Because those two things are doing a great job proving and exposing holes in religion. Well, I mean, you don't need science or technology to expose holes in religion. Many things in religion seem to contradict themselves, and I'm making a broad generalization here. Many things in organized religion tend to contradict themselves of their own accord if you look at simply at face value, right? In a very simple or simplicity. No, I think science and technology can be used for good and evil, right? It can be on the side of righteousness and it can be on the side of wickedness. So it all depends on the individual and what they do with the tools that they are given. Bonjour, says David. Bonjour indeed. Although it's not morning in France, is it? Or Canada? No, in Canada it is actually. Antique says Nazarite. When is Mashiach coming? Do you think? Well, I'm expecting him at any given moment. That's the way that it goes. The Jews are going to fake one? No, there have been many messiahs, but only ones who have actually been anointed and accepted as king have been monarchs, have been messiahs. And, others who were anointed, prophets, priests, and so on. A lot of them are hyping it up. Have you heard about it? IRL from Jews about Messiah coming. There's always somebody who is claiming to be Messiah. There are always several potential messiahs at any given moment. The question is, do we merit their revelation? Do we merit them, and will there be a consensus among the people of Israel on whether or not to crown them and accept their rule and their sovereignty? That's what it is, but there are always people who ought, let's say, to be Messiah, or who could be Messiah. Hey, Luke is here. Luke is here. Le Campbera says, what do you think about some Jew people who aren't called to war? Respectfully asking, what do you mean by Jew people not called to war? I really don't know what that means. There are people, do you mean outside the land of Israel? Do you mean people in the IDF? Do you mean people who were discharged, like myself, a few years ago from the IDF and have not been called back yet? So I'm not sure what you mean. I'm really not sure what you mean. Let's continue. Wait, what? Something going on with the pixelation? No, okay. Do you guys believe, says H4R4, that you should only be Zionist once there's a Messiah? Well, I don't know what you guys mean, but no. Zionism, depending on whether or not you're talking about biblical Zionism or modern day Zionism, but no, I'm definitely of the opinion that Zionism as such is not dependent on any ruler, is not dependent on an anointed one in any way. Serena is here. Shalom, God's blessing on everyone. And you, Sarania, and you. Enrico says, we are spiritual beings, good and bad are subjective. A flood may cause chaos, but can also allow people to prosper. Yes, there are some people, to wit, there are some people making a crapload of money from this war and from ongoing conflicts and skirmishes and battles that go on all over the world. There's always somebody making money, which is why people say you need to follow the money if you want to find out the truth. Bathy says, what's up indeed. Gwambi says, you need Jesus. You are missing out on the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Well, once again, feel free to say I need Jesus. I disagree. Denzel says, does it make Americans anti-Semitic to want to stop funding and fighting wars that are not our business? No, it's not anti-Semitic in the least, because Americans, A, get involved in all kinds of wars and conflicts, and B, they give money not only to Israel, they give tons of money to other places and other people all over the world. It's not anti-Semitic in the least, much like it wouldn't be racist to say it of any other region or country that is being benefited by American tax dollars. Oh, okay, so Lacambro is talking about the Charedim. My English is not so good. Well, look, I do believe that there is some number of people that ought to be exempt from physical battle and ought to be exempt from serving in the army, be it in, combat service or non-combat service. a very small amount of people should be given a stipend by the community, by the state, the country, whatever it is, to sit and learn Torah. But they are few and far between, not many dozens of thousands like there are now. It should be proportionate to the population, to the town, to the region, to the city, the village, whatever it is. It should be proportionate to the amount, to the population of the people who are there. I definitely do believe, right? And I'm of the opinion that Torah is something that has the capacity to save, let's put it that way, and defend. But not at every cost, not at the cost of the army needing many thousands more and them saying, no, we're not going to do that. So I'm not a fan of people not going into the army if they are called to go into the army. On the other hand, there are people who say, no, 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 the army doesn't really want the Haredim there anyway. They will cause more damage than good. They will bring more troubles than benefits to the army. And far be it from me to say, I have no idea. I know that as a Hebrew man, the Torah says it's our duty to join the army, even the tribe of Levi, during times when it's necessary. You join the army, even if you're a priest, even if you're a Levite, you join the army. And there should be no two ways about that. Also, taking into account the fact that the IDF is doing so much in order to have units that are Haredi units studying Torah every day, with no women on base, or whatever it is that they need to do for the Haredi community to feel welcomed and to feel, let's say, safe spiritually. They are making those adjustments. They are doing that for the benefit of those Haredim who do want to join. And so, yes, I'm thinking, even though I haven't thought it all the way through, taking into account the fact that we are in an ongoing war, and the fact that we need the soldiers, and the fact that it's a human being's, to be, it's like an obligation that's beyond Torah and commandments, to be by the side of your brothers and sisters and your, here in the country, here in your state, here in your city. So you join the army. It's not for everybody, definitely not for everybody, but as a general rule, yes, I think they should join the army. Jesus is Lord says, as much as I love Israel, I have never understood how they possibly missed the Messiah when the entire Old Testament points to Jesus. Shocking. Yes, many Christians and followers of Jesus say that Jesus appears throughout the entire Old Testament from the beginning of Genesis until the end of Chronicles, even though he is not mentioned once by name. They claim he is alluded to in every single page, in every single way, in every single sacrifice that is made, every single prophecy that is made. It's all alluding to Jesus, which makes it's no surprise to me, because some people consider Jesus to be God incarnate, which makes it obvious that God would be making an appearance in the Bible, even if it's not by name. As for the Messiah, I've spoken of it many, many times. I won't get into it now. But if you have never understood it, it means that you don't know who the Hebrew Messiah is, nor what his role is. Because the things that Messiah, the final Messiah, mind you, not simply a king among other kings, the final Messiah, which you claim Jesus is, the final Messiah, Jesus did absolutely nothing of what the final Messiah is supposed to do, according to the Hebrew tradition. And I mean, history speaks for itself. The temple was destroyed by Rome a few decades after he died, which means that he was not the Messiah. He may have been a Messiah or a potential Messiah, definitely not the final Messiah that you speak of. And when you say that we missed the Messiah, I think that's way, way off. But, feel free. Satanic crackhead, says Mehdi. How could you tell? Look at that. You people know me so well. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I think it is. Do you know who the Sumerians were? Yes, I do. James Wyatt? I do know who the Sumerians were. The Shomronim. They are still around. They still bring the Passover lamb at Mount Gerizim every year. Wait, you're still alive? Hold me, let me call up Iran. Yes, Chisel, I'm still alive. My family is still alive. Everything is all good. What war is happening now, says Confucius plays YT. Well, many wars are going on all over the place. So, pretty much. Reconnecting? Okay. That's pretty much a given. We've had allies and we've had benefactors, if you will, in every single war ever since 1948, ever since the establishment of the modern day state of Israel. We have had allies and people who gave us supplies, gave us munitions, gave us instructors to help form the army in the beginning, people from the States, people from Britain. So let that sink in. You're saying that as if this is news to me. Now, there is the idea of no, 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 Israel should cut off unilaterally, stop accepting any aid, and do things on its own, right? Israel should stand on its own without any allies, without any helpers, without any benefactors, and then we'll see what happens, and then we'll see what's what. Now, this also has some look, allies have always been of benefit. That's throughout every war, throughout every conflict or skirmish, right? Or there have been people who made pacts with others, alliances with others. Israel is not the first one to have a foreign ally help it out in a war. If you're talking about the Bible, it also exists in the Bible. But would not survive in the Middle East? I don't know that for sure. I don't know that for sure. Also, if you're speaking specifically without America's help versus the rest of the people who do give us help, the nations, are you talking about the entirety of nations who aid Israel? Or do you mean America? I know it's the biggest ally, but it still makes a difference. As for not surviving, I disagree. There's a chance we wouldn't survive, but then again, there's a chance that the opposite would happen, where when Israel stood on its own and stopped accepting aid and the benefit and the allyship, let's say, of others who want to benefit Israel, and it would be forced to stand on its own, it could be that that is the time when it will shine even brighter, let's say, and able to pull things off seemingly as if, right, speaking of divine intervention, right, speaking as if there would be a miraculous thing of without any help, without any aid, but I don't know. Time will tell. It might come to that. I have no idea. You should give the land back you stole, Quick Z says. Well, seeing as how I didn't steal any land, I'm disinclined to give any back. But thank you for, What are your thoughts on consciousness, says Enrico. Well, thoughts on consciousness is a lovely little axiom. On consciousness is something that can be developed. Consciousness is something that ought to be developed. And consciousness is something that you can expand on in the sense of it's what you put into it, right? What you put into it is what you get out of it. That's true to many things in this life, and consciousness is one of them. Get a new phone, bro, says Bradley. Yeah, maybe I should get a new phone. I don't quite know. Wait, you know what? It could be that I'm on the Wi-Fi. No, I'm on the 4G. I don't know why it's all pixelated like that. I really don't. Okay, I'm not sure why it's like that. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm up here. But that's 4G. I don't know. The reception might be a little off. My apologies. Yeah, see, it's a little bit pixelated there. So it's not that I need a new phone, but